What a perfect segue. I think Julie got me ready for my talk. Julie talked about transitions. I'm going to show you one. So a lot of challenges exist. I won't go through those, but maybe coming together as a transition town, transitioning from and transitioning to might be the solution. Look at all these problems. Now, this could get overwhelming if you look at all of them at once. How could we transition to create this low carbon economy that all of us have been already talking about? How can we act together? So, is it really possible to transition to a resilient community, not one that just reacts to crisis, but one who works together as a catalyst to positively impact the climate, the economy, or our volatile politics? If we wait for governments, too little, too late. If we act as individuals, it'll be too little. But if we act as communities, it may be just enough and just in time. This is a quote from Rob Hopkins, the founder of the Transition Town movement. This started in 2005 in England, but now there are over 1,200 communities in 50 countries, and each initiative is unique but has a common outlook with shared principles, those that were shared with the UN sustainability goals. Oh no, it doesn't come at once. You don't just jump in. There are a lot of stages to transition towns. You need to start out. Maybe you have an all volunteer group that's building sort of like minded supporters. Everyone in this room. Raise awareness of challenges and solutions available. Maybe you start off with talks or tours or film screenings. Or maybe you go to some other event and you have a table and say, hey, listen, you interested in a transition town? Let me talk to you about it. Then there's some deepening. Once there's some success and acceptance by the community, you focus your energy on practical results. Incorporate as a nonprofit. Raise funds. Fine-tune your communications and start off with 1 or 2 projects. Transition from these events that we've been talking about. You need your heart, your hands, and your mind. Informed decisions. But you first have to start with your heart. Then you're connecting and you're building with people from all walks of life. Is this even possible? Connecting with other organizations that are sustainability focused, other nonprofits, businesses, government, foundations. I'll tell you it is. Building. Once a large population really believes in all of this and you're working together as a community, you start examples of projects like food hubs, co-ops, and community resilient plans. I'm going to tell you, food is a great place to start. That's how the example that I'm going to talk about started. Yep, food. Permaculture. So all of this is a metaphor for Rob Hopkins was doing work with permaculture, and he had a class, and he said, let's look at what people are already doing, and let's build on that and align, and let's have our smaller communities do this. So this is a complex little structure here of how a transition town would operate. Have a steering committee and an outreach, but then a lot of little committees where everyone can find a place. It has to be strong enough for the organization to continue, but it has to be flexible enough so everyone can find a place. We use our creativity and cooperation to unleash community genius and local solutions. Last stage of transition, it's not the end. You don't just go through the stages and you're done. But with enough transition initiatives, we can shift policies of government, and transition would be the center of cultural life, not just like this extra thing, ecology's over. It is part of a central life. Wouldn't that be great? And it all starts with one person standing up and saying, we got to do this, and we got to do this now, and who's with me? I hope I'm bringing you along too. I'm going to tell you about When I decided to take this job here at Brandywine in 2010, one of the things that really brought me here, someone said, there's this really cool town near this university called Media. They've got some cool things going. They've got fair trade. They've got some really great shops. And they got something, someone even mentioned this about Transition Town. I didn't know about Transition Town. I do now. I jumped in as quickly as I could figure out a way to work my way in. We're a diverse group of active, committed group of residents right here in our town. But I'm going to tell you in the end, you can join wherever you live. Members are from a wide range of economic levels. We are concerned about all the things that we're talking about today, basically. And our members take actions at the local level, but they still stay connected to a Mid-Atlantic group. And they're still involved in Transition US. And they're still involved with that international movement that Rob Hopkins started in 2005. We're building right here a thriving, resilient community. Okay, buckle up. We're about to take a little tour of an example of what I'm involved in, and I can see some people in this room, I already know you're involved in this too. So I think this is the secret sauce. We have an annual planning meeting, and we plan around some basic, you can hardly read this, I know, but this is our little planning chart that comes up as we all think about ideas that we're interested in based on these categories. Maybe I'm interested in stuff in the orange group. Maybe I'm interested in stuff in the green group. But I'm not going to do everything. I'm just going to do some of these things. And we have a little sort of a side joke. So if you come to a planning meeting and you have an idea and you think it's a great idea, you got to put some teeth in the game. Either that or you got to put $10 in the jar. You can't walk out and say, oh, that was a good idea, I'm out of here. Nope. What are you going to do? We do actually make people put $10 in a jar, but, it goes to good use. So here are some of the projects. Here's an overview of the projects, and I'm going to just touch on all of these amazing projects that these people right here in this town are doing and towns all over. First, you got to start with within and think about those inner transformation. How do you feel about things? Where's your heart, that heart part? And sometimes we engage in some really amazing celebrations like winter solstice that gets us grounded in the real good parts of life. We also have a gifting economy. We do outreach, inward, outward. So we have this social media group where we do swap, share, meet. So I dress for the occasion. Used clothing, used clothing, used clothing, local jewelry. I get good stuff. One time my neighbor needed furniture and I needed cucumbers. There we go. It worked. We have a free store right here in town. There's free stores other places too. You bring things you don't need. You come later and you take other things you do need. We have so much stuff in our house, really. It's a great place. And believe me, it goes, it comes, it goes, it goes. Some people take things and then they use it for a while and bring it back. Why not? We also have Green Sunday, where we support people's sustainable crafts. So think green instead of Black Friday. We just had this past weekend. Amazing event. Some of you were there. I saw you. We have a Media Zero Waste group. It's part of the borough of Media, but it's also all of Delaware County. So we're not starting with recycling. We're starting right at the top. Rethink, redesign, reuse. I always said that. Unacceptable waste incineration. And one of the great initiatives, now people in the Media Borough can take their compost, all those good vegetable scraps, put it in a yellow bucket, put it outside. It goes to Lynn Villa Orchards. It gets put into the ground, or it gets reprocessed again, made into fertilizer. You can go buy that fertilizer, use it for your garden. I'm going to tell you a little story about that in a minute too. We give low interest loans to under-resourced applicants for environmentally sustainable projects that they want to work on. The circle of aunts and uncles. I always needed an aunt and uncle like that. This is amazing. We help businesses right after the pandemic with gift cards. And we have a great little Priority Delco Thrive project that's still going on. But again, the food. Farmers market. Supporting CSAs, I heard that. Supporting restaurants that use fair trade products. We have retail stores that we support that have fair trade products. We support, there's that yardens again. We support people to have backyard gardens. Talk about no transport issues, no fossil fuels used. It's right there in our backyard. We eat it. Again, put it in boxes, bring it out, share it with other people. We're also planting flowers to support bees. We're helping each other. So we go online. Someone will say, hey, what's this plant? I got this in my backyard. Somebody will post immediately on Facebook and say, I'll tell you what it is, and I'll tell you why we don't need it. It's amazing. Did you know if people come together and buy solar panels as a group, it's less expensive? So there's more people in media now who have solar panels because they bought as a group price. We helped with that too. We also help with racial and social solidarity. We're helping to eliminate or shut down the incinerator in Covanta that's caused health problems in the city of Chester for years. We've come so far as a movement. Sustainability, resilience, localization, regeneration. I can't even imagine all these things that happen. Sometimes it's one person who does it. Sometimes it's two people. We really help each other. And you know what else? I'll go out and I'll tell someone about some of these things that we're doing. And they'll say, I didn't know that was part of Transition Town Media. Yes, it is. Contact us. We'd love to help you. We'd love for you to be a part of it. Just take a little piece. It's too overwhelming to think about all of this individually. Come join a local transition initiative. If not media, if you're out there in the world, there's local transitions initiatives everywhere. And if there isn't, you can start one. I just told you the 5 steps. Take action from anywhere today. Don't just wait even from your couch. I do a lot from my couch. From my home, in your community, at work, take action with your dollar. This is where my dollars go. Used clothing. Thank you.